High Priestess Key family. Hello. It's High Priestess Key in the place to be family for the one, two, and the three, which is our knowledge, our wisdom, and our understanding family to get into our moon phase, right? So the moon phase we're moving through right now, which of course you know when it's waxing, we're moving towards that full moon. Okay. And that's what we're in, the gibbous waxing. Okay, so of course I think I did, the last one I did was the new moon. I've been busy, so I do plan on doing the full moon. Okay, so I'll be back for that. Of course, you know, over here on High Priestess Key, we resonate with the verdict astrology, a spiritual astrology, and the true sidereal astrology. Okay, so it may be a little different than what you're used to with the Western. All right. But do know that this is in reference of what you can actually see with your eyes in this. All right, your third eye. All right, so open your mind, family, and let's get to the messages in reference of this gibbous waxing and see what the ancestors want us to know in reference of the energy that is at this time. Do know that the gibbous waxing, hold on, I like to always tell you guys what's the energy around that, around this time with the moon, right? Because the moon phase normally lasts a good amount of time. I think it's between what? Um, my nose itches so bad, family. I don't know. Okay, so the gibbous waxing actually comes right after the first quarter, right? So the gibbous waxing is about transformation. It's about that change. So we're transitioning, we're transforming into new energy, right? Fertility. So a lot of babies being born, but also fertility comes in the mentioning of new things to be birthed and born as well, right? As life. Um, Marriages and family and children and businesses and love, you know. So this is what the gibbous waxing gives to us. What else you need to know about the gibbous waxing is, most of the time I tell you every time I come on here and do a moon phase. So you just need to know right now you could be working with rosemary as a herb or incense that you may use. You could even use the rosemary oil, and crystal that you should be working with right now is smoky quartz, pyrite, and those type things. Okay, so these are the things that you could be utilizing in reference of doing any energy work. Okay, as I always tell you guys, that's the best things to do: meditation, mantras, um, yoga, you know, reiki, whatever it is that you feel that you want to do your energy work. You know, please get into it, especially knowing the moon phases and how it affects you. Okay. All right, so let's get into the message because I don't want this to be that long for you guys over here. I got other things to come into you guys, right, with the elements. So let's see what the ancestors want you to know. Now, I did do ancestor message over on All in the Cards. If you haven't subscribed to me over there, please go to All in the Cards and subscribe. And please like and subscribe here in reference of the energy, the moon readings. Okay, so let's get to it. Ancestors, give us the message in reference of this gibbous waxing. What is the message for us here with this gibbous waxing? Okay, and this is one to throw out cards, family. Hold on. The message for the gibbous waxing, ancestors, speak to us through the divination of the cards and be clear and concise to give us any confirmation, clarification, any motivation for the collective ancestors through the divination of the cards right here. Ashe. Ancestors is with us throughout whatever we're going through at this time. The gibbous waxing at this time. Wow. This message is very strong. Okay. Ancestors coming very strong in reference of this energy that we're feeling at this time, especially being in Pisces. I have a lot energy here around Leo, but also Neptune energy. Okay. But it's also the ancestors has stepped in. So it's like the ancestors is telling us anything that may be causing you to feel some type of way, any emotional situations that you're going through at this time, whether it's about your work, your job, your love life, whatever it is, the ancestors is letting you to know that, you know, they're going to be with us, okay, with the collective right now. Okay, you must have faith over fear, and this is goes back to what the message was over on the ancestor messages. Okay, so the ancestors is coming through. This is about when you see 333, that's ancestor support. Okay, that's why you always see me wear the 333, right? That's why I say my name, because that is what it is. The ancestors bring this card out to us, family, to let us know that the Most High and the ancestors is giving us and sending us love, and we need to send it back, right? They're sending us healing and peace, and letting us know that we're highly protected, okay, during this phase, okay? Although there may be things that start to come at us and start to bring us all this Neptune energy, which Neptune is about things that can affect our home lives, our living conditions, right? By a male, that is in the collective, which would go back to our governments and stuff like that, right? And people that are causing different things in our life. But not only that, this is also about technology. So the ancestors is and relationships, okay? But the ancestors is giving us a warning, like we're being warned right now during this gibbous waxing, and that goes for anyone, that not to do something or you'll get karma for it. So you need to shift the energy that you may put out and understand that everything happens for a reason. And so the ancestors is telling us that they're going to have mercy and understanding for us and know that we are covered, okay? But what I'm seeing here, especially with these eights, right? So we got a lot of eights. Not only is that 88 about the angels, but it's also about abundance, and it's also about it comes down to Ensalados, which is all about, hidden things that we don't see at this time being done in the background, in the, to the collective in a whole. So the ancestors definitely want us to know, even with the energy that's coming out with this overall message, the ancestors is definitely telling us that there right now it's going to be a lot of things happening, family, that we have to brace ourselves for during this time. Now, the duality to this message is, yes, the ancestors got us, right? But the duality of this is, we also will see a lot of things happening in reference of emotional deaths, which means like suicides, and also like people passing because of depression and things of that sort. But we also during this time will see emotional disasters and interruptions. So what that means is people doing things that are in power, that are abusing power, and that they're doing things out of their emotions and out of their ego. So we're going to see a lot of that as well. And that's what that Neptune is here for, and showing us in reference of the angels sitting beside it, right? Letting us know that the angels and the Most High got us in reference of us operating out of integrity. But those who don't operate out of integrity, they're going to have to face karma for that. And so the ancestors is wanting to let us know right now we sit on the rim overall of, not only things happening, but also death. Okay, death lies on this rim very strongly if you don't do the right thing. So we may see a big death that happens in the collective with this gibbous waxing moon. Remember, this is increasing. So within the gibbous waxing energy, something dire may happen, or we may see a death. Okay. Um, so please keep in mind of that. Right now, you guys should be working on getting your health screenings. Make sure you're getting your health screenings. The ancestors is telling us with this overall energy. Make sure you're operating out of integrity. A lot of you need to get yourself tested in reference of any infections and things of that sort that you may have. Some of you have that in your body. Some of you need to pay attention to, your getting those screenings, like your reproductive systems for men and for women, right? So this is the main thing that's coming out overall. Also, ancestors want us to work on our immune systems right now. Make sure you're working on your immune systems and keep them high. Okay. So that's taking your vitamins, that's eating the right foods, that's diet and exercise is very highlighted in this message that we got with the answers. The answers come through very strong. But this is also the realm of romance. So it's like you may meet somebody. A lot of love is coming out in this spread, okay? But not only the love that is in this spread, but the love of your ancestors, the love of your family, the love from your children, all of that comes into place, okay? And the love of whoever you're with, your significant other, okay? I'm seeing a lot of that here. But definitely make sure you guys are getting your checkups because that's coming out very strong. Okay. But I also have, the chariot. So some of you need to get your cars checked. You may be, working on trying to maybe get a new car or something of that sort. And I'm seeing it happen. But also you may be having some type of dilemma with a vehicle as well. But the way that this message comes out and the way the ancestors put it out to me at this time and how it sits, the angels are all around us in reference of the things that people are doing with this Neptune energy, especially with it being the law of attraction. Neptune is in Pisces right now. So that lets us know that this is all about what we have endured and what we will endure in the past, present, and the future. This is what this gibbous waxing energy is going to be about at this time. So you're going to feel things from the past, from now, and then you're going to be able to see it in the future. Especially if you're tapped in, your spiritual gifts will be very much elevated at this time because the veil is thin. The ancestors is letting us know at this time. Be very grateful for the things that you currently have, right? Don't shy away from the things that you want and you desire, because that Pisces energy is that for you to visualize your desires and your goals and put action behind it. Okay, going into that Aries energy, but don't do things out of greed and so forth, right? And don't have envy and pride when it comes to that Aries energy that comes in. What we need to have is have an inspired mindset in reference of setting our intentions for the highest good and to put out that good karma. So the energy that is here, definitely with this Neptune coming out in reference of the Leo is all about healing and love. We need to do that and be working on that. Need to be pushing that peace and that love to our ancestors because they came through to let us know that they with us. Faith over fear. Be grateful. Peace is here, and let your light shine. Okay, that's what the ancestors have here, and just be faithful. Okay, the things and make sure you're repenting and asking for mercy and understanding in any situation that you're going through right now, because the ancestors have stepped in. You hear what I'm saying? They are surrounded around this Neptune energy, which is all about an expansion of warnings and things that are happening and things to come. So I do feel like there's going to be some type of tower moment. And like I said, the way this numerology comes out is some type of death. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. It could be a death in your relationship. It could be a death in a job. A death is an ending, but then with endings come new beginnings. All right. So that's what the answers is letting us know, to be grateful. All right. So that is the energy around this gibbous waxing. So we have to wait and see how this phase shows. Now, it could be a death in your family, and I send my condolences. Could be a death as for the collective that we'll see in a whole, celebrities, politicians, whatever. But it will be something that has to go back to some form of death. Okay. All right. So make sure you using your time and your energy wisely at this time as well. All right. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Signing off. High Priestess Key.